Hello, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the Priceline earnings play wrap up for 2013. Today's date is August 11th. It's about 7:20 p.m. Eastern Time. And if we take a look at Priceline and what happened on Friday while I was gone and on the road, they had pretty nice earnings, I guess you could say. Get this to pop up here. Estimate was, well, $9 and came in at $9.70, so that was pretty nice. I'm sure William Shatner and his daughter are happy about that, along with any other major Priceline stockholders. It actually ran up to $994.98 for the high on Friday, which is over here on the intraday 78-minute chart here, which basically just breaks the day up into 5 bars, at least the normal trading hours over here. So it ran up really nice in the morning and then kind of pulled back, and a little bit of reality set in. Almost hit $1,000. Came pretty darn close to $1,000. I don't know what Priceline has. Well, here's what I heard, is that there's not a lot of float. In other words, there's not a lot of shares outstanding on Priceline, which makes for some, I guess you might say, some very happy stockholders, I suppose, for those that have it. Alright, so what we did was we had this double calendar earnings play that we had, and it turned out pretty well, actually. If we were to take a look at that spreadsheet that I think I showed you on Thursday, and what I was looking at here was I wanted to kind of keep track of the IV, and of particular interest was the October calls, which were long. So what I was hoping for was, when I bought into this thing on 8/7 at 12:48 p.m., I bought this double calendar, and this is the value of the strikes implied volatility at the time that I bought it. So of course I wanted the shorts to be high so that when the IV got sucked out of them, that they would be worth nothing. That's what I was shooting for. So the price of Priceline ended up at $9.69. That's what it closed at. So we had a $9.75 call calendar here, and this is the one that is of particular interest. This is the one that made us the money. So what happened here when I bought it was the short call that I sold, I got a lot of money for, because the October was only at $27.95, but the August 2, which was last Friday's expiration, was at $71, rounded off. And then we took a look here just before the close on that day, and that IV was still hanging in there around 70.5. And then after the market close, it was locked in at 88.92. This was on the day that earnings were announced. Now that didn't change then, because they don't change the IV because there are no, I mean, it's not traded, so they're not recalculating the implied volatility. So here is the magic number. Here was on Friday, where this short call IV dropped down to 5.79 and effectively expired worthless So whatever credit was collected here when I sold it, I got to keep it all. And pretty much the same thing happened with the 880 put, but the problem here is that this long put decreased in value even though IV remained relatively steady. It only dropped 4 points here. It did decrease in value. So when if this was a real trade, and you can see down here that it was a simulated trade, but if it was a real trade, I probably would have closed it on Friday, just before the close of the market, just to get, I wouldn't want to sit on these longs over this weekend. And would I want to do another calendar here at 975? Well, maybe. I don't know. That's a subject for a future video. But what I wanted to do here was jump into the Thinkorswim time machine, known as On Demand. So all you have to do is click on this, I guess you might say rust colored On Demand button up here, and you'll see here that, let me bring this down so that you can see what's going on up on top. We have real-time data that we're getting here, and it thinks that we're at August 9th at 15:49. So what I want to do is I want to go here to the 7th at 12:40. I can make it 12:40, I guess. So we'll say, let's go to the 7th, and we want to go to 12:40. And let's go. Okay, so one of the things that you have to be careful of here is, first of all, we're pre-buffering, so it's collecting all this data so that we can take off and have this show up just like as though it's a regular market day, August 7th at 12:40. I'm going to pause it here for a second so you can hit this pause button and the data will pause. Isn't that a beautiful thing? So what I have to do here now is I have to just click on this reset parameters, and we drop back to reality here. So actually I could go ahead and buy this thing, actually do the trade. So I'm going to shut these off first of all, and then I'm going to go ahead and create or execute this order. Okay, we did that one. Now I'm going to go and do the same thing here, and now we have actual position here, and it's pretty close to should be pretty close to what I paid. So we're sitting here. Let's take a look at this spreadsheet here. The October 13th 975 call, 27.95. Here was the IV, and down here is 27.77. So that's pretty close. I could have tried to hit it exactly on that 12.48, but I think this is close enough. And everything else is pretty close to the numbers that I have here. They're just in a different order. Alright, so let's take a look now. Sorry about that. Let's take a look at how this trade progresses. Alright, so I'm just going to jump ahead to, I'm just going to go right to the 8th at the same time of the day. I'll pause it while it buffers the data. Okay, so here we are. We're at August 8th at 12:40. And let's start playing back the market here. So we're still not moving very much, and here's the thing. Well, you don't see it here, but back when we did this trade originally, up here was a MMM, or market maker move, and what I had done was I went and set these, see these prices are locked, and I went and set them at the plus or minus, I don't know what it was, $42 or something like that, that it would move, that the market maker move, or that the data, the implied volatility, calculated out to an actual move in the underlying, was telling us it was around 42, somewhere around there. I don't think I still have a picture of that. It doesn't show it on demand. Even if you go to the trade tab, it's not showing it, which is unfortunate. It also doesn't give you the data over here that it does when you're in regular live trading, which would give you sort of a market maker move also. But that's what it was. Trust me. So I set these points here, and I actually set my strikes for my double calendar at those values, figuring that, well, it was either going to go down to here, or it was going to go up to here, or maybe land someplace in between. But knowing from experience that if the price didn't move at all, that I was going to lose money. But I was counting on it moving. The reason why I would lose money is because the IV would just get sucked out of this thing so bad, and this white line would sink down here like you would not believe. So fortunately, that did not happen. So here we are, earnings day, 12:42. So we're going to move the time up now to 15, let's see here, 45. How's that? So 15 minutes before the market closes. So I'll pause it while it buffers. Alright, so here we are. Let's bring our little chart up again. And come back to here and bring our chart up. There we go. Alright, so we're looking at now, our shorts are at the 880s at 89. Pretty close to what I have here, which is after the market closes, and 82 for the August, and it's a little bit higher here after the market closes. Now remember, earnings have not been announced yet. So here we are, we're up like about $69. Alright, so where do you want to go next? Well, we could look after market. It's not going to mean anything to do that. So let's look at the open for the next morning. So on the 9th, their earnings were at on the 8th after the market closes. So let's go here to 09, let's say 35. How's that? Alright, I'll pause it while it buffers. Okay, so here we go. We can see now that we're up $57 on the stock. That's the way it opened. If we went to our intraday chart, we would see here that, what do we got here, 9:30 in the morning, and then right away, oh, I don't know where the heck this came from. That's an anomaly there. That should not be there. That's pretty much where it closed, isn't that right? So this intraday chart is not clean. This candle here should not be there. So we're just looking at this candle, and we're seeing that it, gapped way up, and it's red, and it's pulling back a little bit. It's not running away. We'll go back to our actual trade here, reset parameters, make sure everything's good. We're up $182. But like I said, I would not close it. I would close it at the close. But note also that the live price here at 988 is above the predicted market maker move. And, our candle's still red, and actually the body's getting a little bit longer, so we're going to wait. Let's wait till later in the day. So we're going to go to 3:30 in the afternoon. So it's 15:37. That's good. So I'll pause it while it buffers. All right. So, folks, here we are, just before the close. And you would say, well, I'm pretty happy with this. And look at this. We are right at the market maker move. We are right in the sweet spot here. incredibly lucky on this trade, I have to say. It wasn't real. I didn't really do it. There was no way that I was going to put, like $4,000 out there on a Priceline earnings play. But this is pretty interesting to see how this did work out. And I'll be doing more of these for next earnings season and see if they work out the same way. I see many times a market maker move that's on this platform that I don't think is proprietary or anything. I think they just calculate it based on the IV and other factors, other Greeks and such, and market volatility, and underlying volatility, and all this kind of stuff to come up with that number. But we're at max profit here of $860. And the reason why, when we go back in time when we were first looking at this, and I forgot to point that out, that our profit was going to be way up there, quite a bit higher than where it is right now, our max profit. But what happens is IV comes out of that back month as well. So this October has lost some of its implied volatility also. So we had started out here at October's were at 27 or 28 and 29, and they are now at 24 and 22. So a lot of the, I'm long those, so I would want to sell them, but I lost a lot of money on them. But I made a boatload on this August 975 short call. So that is the way that this worked out on Priceline for this earnings for the, what this be, the second quarter earnings, third quarter, I'm not sure which. But it worked out very well, this trade did. This is like the first calendar that I did right. I've been trying this, and this is the first time that it's worked out for me, and I'm pretty happy. And I wanted to share it with everybody. So, again, thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions or anything you want to add to this, did I do something wrong? Did I say something wrong? Just let me know so that everybody can get the correction. Would be great. And make sure that you watch the daily scan and see what's going on there. And I did cover this a little bit in the daily scan as I was setting it up, and here I am with the Magic Time Machine. Proving it out here, so we can see on the account here that we are at net liquidation. So when I sell this, if I was to come in here and close this whole thing out, which I could do and book these profits, but I'm not going to. But I could book these profits, and maybe I will. Hang on a second. I'll close it out. Alright, I just issued the orders to close this out, so you can see here that the profit is booked at $852. Not a bad deal out of 4,000, so it's like about 20% on risk. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Alright, so that's it then. Everybody, thanks for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.